The 53-year-old rapper said he was displeased when he took his grandson to see the animated movie Lightyear. We're doing this again, eh? We're back in the Lightyear discourse. There's pride organizers and then there's pride organizers. There's people who have been actively participants in working with LGBTQ+, I would say, activism and resistance for years. Those same groups oftentimes agree with the, let's just say, doctrine that we're not free until we're all free. And that organizations or groups that have been supporting Israel's genocide have no place marching in pride parades. Just because it's one oppressed group trying to celebrate or even trying to have and build awareness towards their cause, that doesn't mean that other groups that are actively involved in being complicit in genocide should be participating, even if they're gay, even if they're queer. It's something that a lot of people are having a lot of conflicts with right now, especially in pride parades across the North America. There's a lot of people within the LGBTQ+ community who support Palestinian emancipation, and then there are people who are both LGBTQ+ but also want to support Israel's genocide. So the parade was blocked by a lot of people saying no pride in genocide. This was something where Mark Sutcliffe started speaking out against it. I was proud to join our community in celebrating Capitol Pride throughout this week in events across the city, including the flag raising at City Hall. I attended the Pride Parade with my friends, colleagues, and family members, as I have for many years, both as a private citizen and now, as a mayor. I believe it is important to show my support for the 2S LGBTQIA+ community and for the principles advocated by Capitol Pride. It's deeply regrettable that a group of activists chose to block the parade, ultimately leading to Capitol Pride officials having to cancel the event. My heart goes out to many people in our city who were deprived of the opportunity to participate in celebrating joy, resilience, and community. At a time when LGBTQ+ rights are under attack around the world, it's critical to show our solidarity with the community and honor all those who have achieved hard-won progress on equal rights. Ottawa should always book a place for inclusion where everyone feels welcome. Let's continue to work together for a better city for everyone. And the rationale behind the No Pride and Genocide movement is that, we shouldn't be celebrating with organizations or alongside organizations that are actively involved in promoting the genocide of Palestinians. I don't think that's an unreasonable request by any measure. I think a lot of people who understand the history of pride movements and the history of the emancipation, or at least the work on the emancipation of queer individuals, or queer liberation and all that, understand that these are interconnected struggles globally, and that you cannot use one to prop up and protect yourselves against another. This is called rainbow washing, pink washing, or also known as the pink line. This is done by a lot of individuals. Americans, you might often see like to use this, like Hillary Clinton, one of her favorite tactics for her own brand of imperialism will usually be like, well, I don't know if you know this, but I'm going to weaponize feminism and queer rights. And so I'm going to talk about an area that America is about to go and fuck up in horrifying ways, like to everybody, by the way, including women and queer people. But we do need to talk about how women are oppressed, because obviously they are backwards in that part of the world, and also how gay people are oppressed. And so just want to let you know, they're not that great, so you shouldn't be supporting them. And you probably hear the same thing with people who support Palestine, who are also gay. So it's like, what are you, chickens for KFC? Don't you know they would kill you? If you were in Gaza, they would kill you, the Hamas would, the Palestinians would, because they're super evil, and they hate the gays, and as soon as there's a gay, they throw them off a building. That's how it works over there. So they're evil, they're evil. Why are you supporting them? Again, you're like a chicken that supports KFC, because KFC would batter you and cook you and deep fry you and then serve you, and then, add some herbs and spices and then make you delicious, and then, is that what you want? They'll literally eat you. So don't do that. That's silly. And I mean, anyone with, half a functional brain cell left will be like, the people killing everybody. Doesn't matter if they're gay, straight, cis, trans, in that part of the world is Israel. Israel's killing everyone. There's very, very few parts of the Gaza Strip that you can look towards that aren't just gone, just a complete and utter destruction. I feel like there's nothing left. They killed everyone. Yeah. That wasn't the gays. That wasn't Hamas. That wasn't trans people. That was Israel. Israel killed everybody. So it's really fucked up to keep pushing that line. Those who blocked the Pride Parade today have done to support the queer community, have done more to support the queer community than Mark Sutcliffe does as his 3 years as mayor. It was made pretty clear last year that Sutcliffe's support for the queer community is conditional on whether he agrees with them or not. It's incredibly shameful and hypocritical that Mark used this as an excuse to exonerate members of the community when his campaign to boycott Pride last year almost led to the parade's downfall. His support, if any, is performative and always has been. Yeah, beware, especially so-called allies that want to weaponize your own civil rights movements against you. They are amongst the most dangerous. I know it feels sometimes that, like, well, you know, obviously the right are the ones who are openly admitting that they're bigots and that they want to suppress you or exterminate you or eliminate you. That's true. But they're being honest. They're saying it out loud. In this case, you can have so-called progressives or so-called allies who will say, like, oh, I care about your cause. I care about you. I care a lot about, you know, queer rights. You know, I'm an ally and I'm a strong ally, you know, power to the people kind of stuff. But it's also that I want to use you and your movement to try and prop up a genocide at the same time, right? Like, how dare you not let these other organizations march in your parade? But it doesn't matter whether or not they've been supporting Israel. It doesn't matter whether or not they've been advocating for genocide. It doesn't matter whether or not they, like, no, that doesn't matter. All that matters is they're gay. And so because they're gay, and I happen to be the best ally, the strongest ally, the super ally, the omega ally, I say shame on all of you for trying to stand up against them. Yes, and so you're the bad queers. They're the good queers, and I happen to be the one who dictates who is or who is not the good or bad queer based on how I can use them and how I get to use you. And you'll see, you know, white people do that to black people, white people do that to indigenous folk, you know, straight people do that to gay people. Like, there's a lot of different groups where they will be like, I'm an ally, a proud ally. Don't worry, I support you insofar as whatever the polling is showing is the most popular policy at the time. So if it's really popular right now for me to support gay marriage, I've always supported gay marriage. I've always been on your side. If that dips below a certain percentage, then I gotta be honest with you, I support your right to exist, and whatever you want to do in the privacy of your own homes is your business. I don't think it should be illegal for you to be gay, but I think that if you want to get married, that's a little step too far. I think that there is a lot of religious problems. This is supposed to be between a man and a woman, and the support has dipped a little bit more. All right, so you don't have the legal right to actually have sexual intercourse with another man. That is considered sodomy. It's an abomination, and you should be known that it's a very dangerous thing. Now, I'm not actively saying that it's a good thing for you to, say, be tortured or imprisoned or be chemically castrated, but I do think that at the end of the day, you should probably try and find a better path in your life. What you're going down is a very dangerous road, one that could, you know, end up having you face consequences. Oh, the support has dipped even lower. Okay, so you are an abomination. You are a sin. What you do is horrifying and disgusting to me, and you should be chemically castrated. So someone should chemically castrate you. Make sure that you cannot at any point in your life ever enjoy sexual pleasure, because what you do with it obviously is horrifying. And so yeah, that's where we're at. And yeah, I don't know if there's a lot more room to go here, but I am an ally, yeah, of your chemical castration at this point. Which brings me, I guess, to Snoop.
Uncle Snoop criticizes the LGBTQ representation in children's films, saying, I'm scared. Go to the movies. You scared? We know what is defined as discrimination or aversion or fear of homosexuality, of gay stuff, right? We know what it's called homophobia. This textbook, I told y'all, folks use the LGBT community as a mode of solidarity with them folks across the aisle. This man was at the crypto ball talking about can the crypt get into crypto, but you ain't speaking on none of the policies, none of the things that's going on in LA. From the person that you was chilling with, Donald Trump, you ain't speaking on none of the folks that's losing health care, that's losing access to education, that's losing the ability to afford groceries because of this president that you decided you want to do crypto with, but you want us to focus on movies? Not movies? So the kids, you more focus on the kids going to the movies and seeing but you ain't worried about the kids losing access to education, kids losing access to free lunch. This what you worried about, OG?
So, what's this all about? Snoop Dogg is facing backlash for his comments about LGBTQ plus characters in children's films. During an episode of its Giving podcast, the 53-year-old rapper said he was displeased when he took his grandson to see the animated movie Lightyear. We're doing this again, eh? We're back in the Lightyear discourse. don't know if you all know this, but, a couple of years ago, this movie came out, Lightyear, and it featured a couple who were two women. And in one scene of the movie, nearly off camera, it's less than half a second, they kiss each other. Yeah, and not sexually, by the way. It's just like a loving peck, like, oh, hi, sweetie, and that's about it. And that's the extent of it. That's about as gay as it gets. And then because that exists, a lot of right-wingers lost their shit. They started having meltdowns, and they were like, oh, I don't have problems with lesbians. It's not what this is about. I just don't want indoctrination taught to my children. I don't want my kids to have to learn about this. This is not proper. Why is this in the kids' cartoons? And then it's like, well, what was in the kids' cartoon? Was it a horrifying scene of hardcore pornography, or was it simply that gay people existed? The second one, it was that gay people existed. That's it. Okay. So, hey, you know that gay people and gay people with children have had to, for years, basically have this conversation every single time there's anything that they have to show their kids, any kids movie, any kids TV show, because across the board, the vast majority, like 99% of them, feature heterosexual love. It's in a lot of stuff. It can either be a romantic interest, it can be a prince trying to get his princess, it can be a prince trying to rescue his princess, whatever the storyline may be. If it's heterosexual, it's just normalized. No one bats an eye. In fact, there can be a lot of even, I would say, raunchy jokes in Disney movies, or really bizarre sex scenes between animals, lions, and no one really talks too much about that, as in like, well, it's kind of weird how we did do, a whole love sequence and kind of went from, being PG to PG-13 to what the fuck is going on in The Lion King? And you got songs singing in the background. Can you feel the love tonight? And it's like, yeah, they're making babies, making cubs. That's what's happening in this sequence. Yeah, and enjoy explaining that one to your kids. But Snoop's problem here was that he had to have a difficult conversation that he was just not prepared for, because apparently, he was asked, what does this mean? Why is there two mummies in this movie? Why did two mummies have a baby? How did two mummies make a baby? The movie is like, she had a baby with a woman. He said, my grandson, in the middle of the movie, is like, Papa Snoop, how did she have a baby with a woman? She's a woman. Snoop Dogg complained that he didn't come here to answer these kind of questions. I'm scared to go to the movies now, he said, adding Lightyear was throwing me in the middle of a situation he didn't have an answer for his grandchild. I mean, if this is beyond the pale, Jesus Christ. May he never find your musical catalog, sir. Yeah, which I will add, you have not had a good full album since The Dogfather. I'm just going to go right there, okay? The Dogfather, even The Dogfather wasn't just like 100, like, Doggy Style, like, just what an incredible debut. I got to be honest. Like, when that album came out, I was like, holy shit. It is like literally start to finish just bangers from the entire experience. Absolutely one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time. And then, you just had a couple singles, a lot of guest appearances, but, in terms of an overall album, yeah, you got to be honest with you. It's been a long time. But even if you didn't want to know, or you were like, well, yeah, but you've seen the little thing in the corner, for his albums that says, parental explicit lyrics. They're not for kids. Cool. Can you explain perhaps why the album's called Doggy Style? Could you explain that, or some of the artwork on the cover, perhaps? Maybe that, because that would just be in a shelf back when people used to buy albums, records, CDs, cassettes, stuff like that. It threw me for a loop, he continued. I'm like, what part of the movie was this? These are kids. We have to show that at this age? They're going to ask questions. I don't have answers. I have no answers. I have no idea how two women could love each other, that lesbians exist. Why are you asking me? Released in 2022, the Toy Story spin-off Lightyear features a montage sequence where Buzz Lightyear's friend, Alicia, marries and has a child with her female love interest. At the time, the movie sparked controversy amongst conservatives and was banned in the United Arab Emirates due to a brief moment where Alicia shares a kiss with her partner. The moment also fueled conservative outrage against Disney's then CEO, Bob Chapek. Months after the release of Lightyear, he had spoken out against a Florida bill prohibiting school teachers from discussing sexual orientation and gender identity. Man, I feel like we're reliving 2022 now. Well, it seems like it was so long ago. I didn't even have to make a new compilation for this one. I could just pull up the old one, but obviously, avert your eyes if you do not want to be exposed to incredibly adult themes in Disney children's cartoons.
Hi, I'm Lane. And I'm Tianpo.
Hello, Tianpo.
And I am Yao, king of the rock. And there's nothing you girls can do about it.
Ow! Oh, hi, Bo. Hi.
I wanted to thank you, Woody, for saving my flock.
Oh, hey, it was, nothing.
What do you say I get someone else to watch the sheep tonight?
Hell yeah.
Hey, cutie! Wanna pollinate with a real bug?
Foot size doesn't matter.
Oh, it's that Aladdin hits the bottom!
Well, where did they all come from?
The whole Pongo, you old rascal.
That Oedipus thing? Man, I thought I had problems.
No, I can't show this one. This one goes too far. I'm sorry. Avert your eyes. All right, it's too much. I cannot show you the Lion King sequence. It's just, but like, I feel like this is going to be an argument that is being done in perpetuity, forever. You know, it's going to be one of those things where, like, I think straight folk don't realize how much sexuality, heterosexuality, is just out there in the world 24/7. Just walk down the street, look up. Oh, well, what is that? A billboard, you say? It's advertising. What is this? Jeans. Oh, and there's a lot of very attractive people not wearing a lot of clothing. Yeah. Well, that's okay. I'll just move on. Oh, a Calvin Klein ad. Well, surely this will be more wholesome. That's a brand that everyone can associate with family values. Oh my God. Why is there a bulge? Oh my God. And rippling pecs and abs. What is going on here? And then there's a woman, sexy as she may be, just staring longingly at it. Well, she move on. Oh, good. Advertisements for burgers. I mean, burgers. Everyone loves a good burger, good old-fashioned American meal, burgers and fries, right? And what's this? Boy, those are some gigantic titties. Beautiful-ass jiggling titties there. Ooh, and look at that. Mustard and mayonnaise dripping off the burger onto the cleavage. What's that, you say? Oh, I suppose I am hungry. I'm not sure for what, but interesting. It's just everywhere. Yeah. You know, there's an adage, sex sells, as they say. Yeah, and boy, does it ever. That's why you fucking see it everywhere, all the time. But as long as it's heterosexual sex, that's okay. Yeah, that's, I mean, have all you can eat. Yeah, and then some. But if there is, again, a non-sexual scene containing two women who love each other and they want to share a peck on the cheek, well, that's a complicated discussion. How are you supposed to explain that, you know, to your grandson? It's like, why is there two mommies? The fuck? I didn't know I'd have to be taking a fucking 202 course here. Gotta go learn how to explain this to my kid because they're degenerates. And in case you're unaware, Ron DeSantis literally had the Department of Transportation of Florida just pave over the Pulse nightclub Memorial Rainbow Crosswalk. Just to remind everyone that 49 people were murdered in an unambiguous hate crime against LGBTQ plus community.
Removing the Pulse nightclub crosswalk memorial is an act of fucking cowardice. I was going to avoid making a video on this just because the political stuff sometimes strays from my normal content, but this isn't political. This is just about what's right and what's fucking wrong. 49 people in 2016 were the target of a fucking hate crime, and they lost their fucking lives. And at the time, what was the largest mass shooting in U.S. fucking history, and it was a hate crime against the gay community for doing what? Living their lives the way they want to, in which no way fucking affects yours. But we've got Ron DeSantis sitting here like a fucking coward. He has the nerve to sit here and say that we refuse to allow our roads to be commandeered for political purposes. Fuck you. Like, this isn't a political stunt. Like, you haven't been massively against the LGBTQIA gay community, whatever you want to call it, forever. Like, you aren't the biggest Trump bootlicker in history. Okay? You literally sat there and said that you won't allow it to be commandeered for political purposes, completely washing over the fact that the entire incident...
Lately, you don't see people filming stuff in cars with American flag shirts and saying something reasonable. That's true. You know, this account, Mr. Blood, is taking it back.
The mass shooting itself was a political fucking incident. It was a hate crime against the gay community. That is political. Then you want to go on your fucking soapbox when you're asked directly about it and just direct people to your fucking post on Twitter. You're a fucking coward. You painted over it. You had it painted over in the middle of the fucking night. That's what cowards do. Do it in the shadow of the night, right? When there's less people on the road, no one really sees it. Everybody wakes up and it's changed. What is so political about a memorial? It's a memorial. It is part of the larger memorial, but it is a memorial. The excuse to say that, oh, you know, everybody who's trying to defend it saying, oh, it may, you know, well, it's unsafe to have it because it obstructs the view of the drivers and the people in the crosswalk and it's less visibility. Fuck you. What kind of bullshit excuse is that? I would think a fucking brightly multicolored fucking crosswalk would make it even more visible. More visible. Sure, we'll focus on spending money to fucking repaint the crosswalk. But I-4 eyesore still not finished. We got construction all up and down goddamn I-4, 95. It's never ending in this state. None of that crap ever gets finished. But we were able to do this in a night. But you guys will take fucking 7 months to finish one lane of traffic on a highway. Bullshit. Fucking bullshit. Read your fucking Bible, by the way. People like to pull out Leviticus 18:22 like it's a trump card. You don't know shit about your Bible. The Bible never implicitly states that gay marriage is a sin. Keep in mind that marriage used to be used as a political stance, a stance for property, and that women were only propped up as property and as servants to men. But let's also remember that those men were also not only allowed to have multiple wives, it was expressed that they were supposed to, they were also allowed and supposed to have concubines, which directly flies in the face of the marriage. And the Bible in Deuteronomy even tells you how you're supposed to treat your concubines and wives. Like it's okay. Don't...
Sorry, I spaced out there for a second. If we start going back to biblical law, men are allowed to have concubines? Is that what I'm hearing? Well, I mean... maybe we should hear them out. I mean, what's going on here?
Sit there and pull out Leviticus 18:22. Shove it up your fucking ass. You don't know shit about your goddamn Bible. You like to pull out passages. You don't like to read the motherfucker. Fuck you. Fuck this. Fuck Ron DeSantis, bro. Fucking despicable. Coward ass bullshit.
God wants polycules. I guess so. But as always, men only, right? That's kind of the shitty thing. It's always like, hey, do you want something wild? Okay, but only for dudes. But why only for dudes? Because we're insecure. We're really insecure, all right? It's terrible, but it's true. Yeah, we don't want women to be happy or have rights or have the ability to enjoy the pleasure of other men. What if they're better than us or bigger? No, we must prevent that. But we can have them, right? We're allowed. Yeah, just for dudes. Dudes only, all right? For the boys. The boys get the fucking concubines. Hell yeah. Really good rant, also true. Yeah, so I read that people in protest were trying to draw over it with chalk. I mean, I think that is more performative than anything. And then activists tried to paint over it again with paint. Now that is someone doing direct action, which I cannot endorse on this platform, of course, because it is illegal. But obviously there's a huge difference between those two. And then, of course, it got painted over again, which... yeah, that's no surprise there. Also, in terms of politics, like, you know, if there was, say, I don't know, Back the Blue painted somewhere, or a memorial to cops painted on the sidewalk or something like that, do you think there would be a whole like, oh no, we need to paint over that because it's political? Can't be political. Yeah, political's bad. It's scary. It scares us.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. This video wouldn't be at all possible without the financial support of all the people whose names you see on the screen right now. And if you want to unlock secret bonus episodes, content that we can't post anywhere else, or get the videos early before anyone else gets to see them, please go on to patreon.com/theserfs. For as little as $1, you can help support this channel and help make more videos like this possible. Our executive producers are Anna Loves Riley, Adrian McCarthy, Bobby Lasers, Cheryl Alvarez, Comrade Junkie, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Garrett Sandoval, Hagbard Celine, Jimmy Sombrero, Multimondi, Omni, Political Papi, Preston Kroll, Quiet 185, Richard Boehm, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Cernicus, Stellar Gwyn, Sebastian Demel, Tigwig, Trav, and Words Greenwood. And also, it wouldn't be possible without all the names you see on the screen right now. Again, if you want to help produce this content, it's only made possible through the funding of our patrons.